All right, thanks Jim for being a sucker with me to do this Hot One style episode.
My pleasure.
I know. So we're gonna make things a little bit different. We're not using chicken wings because that seems very messy. And I'm not really a big chicken wing fan, but we have some chicken nuggets and forks. So that way we try not to have hot sauce all in our eyes. I think we've kind of gotten a little amped about this over the last couple weeks, thinking about it more and more. And neither of us actually really eat hot sauce. So that's the whole thing.
Yep. It's going to be fun to watch anyway.
Well, I love these nuggets.
Me too.
But I'm trying not to eat them all right now. And I may not ever want to eat one again after today. Or I'm going to become a hot sauce lover. I guess I should stir it up a little bit.
That's what's going to happen. We're going to go home and be able to eat hot sauce.
All right.
No problem.
Hot peppers in it. Sure, check. Okay. Maybe I should have picked smaller nuggets out of the box. I realized I picked big ones. Can I shake some off? It's only a 2. It'll be fine. Okay. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Ready at the same time. It tastes like what I would imagine hot sauce to taste like. It's kind of warm.
That's probably what I would usually add to something.
All right. What's one animal you secretly wish you didn't have to deal with on a Monday morning?
I don't like on my Monday when I have to right off deal with an animal that has medical issues, because it kind of sets the tone for the day sometimes.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of bummed out. And
We work with a lot of animals, so it doesn't. They're not all super happy and healthy all of the time.
like the Orinoco's in a hospital situation, and I know it wants to come out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
so I feel kind of bad for it.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
Nope.
Okay, this one's swamp juice. Let's see if I can do this without making a giant mess. So some people are going to be watching this that have a much higher tolerance, and they're going to think we're the biggest ones. But we're only on number 2.
Okay.
I feel like that one was less hot.
I feel the same. I agree.
It was more vinegar than pepper. Okay.
Not bad.
All right, we're doing great.
What song gets stuck in your head the most from all the music playing around the zoo?
Havana, of course.
I hate that song.
Camilla, who is that? Camilla
Caballo.
Camilla Caballo, Havana. I love that song. It makes me dance every time I hear it.
I feel like I don't like those kind of songs where
they're happy and making
well,
you
this is
dance.
like that Havana na na na. I don't like. I don't know.
And there's one of the Lagoon songs, but there's just a bunch of like deep bass to it.
Now the song that's in my head the most is the music that plays in the Asian section in Land of Crocodiles. That's the hot, too hot for Jim. The Indian song where it's like the guys are going hot, too hot for Jim, and then the girls are going too hot for Jim.
I just really say his name, it sounds like it does.
But that's what's stuck in my head constantly.
There was that popcorn song at the snack bar that was the worst. I could hear that thing so far away. I don't think they play that anymore.
No, but now that you said that, I'm going to have that one in my head.
Okay. All right. Carolina.
Okay. Ready? That one wasn't hot. Not bad.
I feel like though they say they're medium and they're not medium in the scale of 1 to 10, but they're like hot sauce medium. Like when you eat salsa, that's medium. I feel, not even that one was sweet. That one was actually very.
I think the first one was hot.
What's a day-to-day zookeeper task that looks glamorous to the public, but behind the scenes is pure chaos?
Large animal captures. I think guests watching have a certain view, and that's why everybody's like, man, I wish I could have a job like that.
Oh yeah, he means like large crocodilian captures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then when we're like on our 5th one, we're kind of done. And we're like, okay.
We do catch a lot more crocodilians than really most anybody on a regular basis.
Yeah. And so when it goes bad, it's fun for the guests, but not so much fun for us.
Let me ask though, what's the funniest mishap you've had during one of those glamorous moments?
The funniest mishap was when I was working with a guy that was bent down to apply the tape on an alligator's mouth and his shorts split right in front of me. And he had underwear on with donuts on it. And I could see a donut with sprinkles.
So if the 2 was actually tasted hotter than the 3.5, what's the 5 gonna be? How much did you put on there?
I made sure I had it all over the whole top, but I didn't like dunk it like he did the first one.
Okay. That's not spicy.
No, the first one was much spicier.
All right, maybe we're a lot more tolerant than we thought.
Guests asked a lot of questions, some great, some not. What's the most unexpectedly brilliant question you've ever been asked?
Brilliant.
Usually it's like, what's the dumbest question? But yes, the unexpectedly brilliant question.
It usually comes from children. Can I give an exact one? No, but sometimes I have children come up and they start giving me all sorts of like animal facts that are actually really thought out, and they'll know like the scientific name of it.
Because they're the ones reading.
Yeah,
They're the ones online.
Impressive. And you know, you'll have someone walk by and think the ringtail lemurs are a raccoon, and then you'll have this kid come by, some obscure species that's not very common in zoos, and be able to tell you so much about it.
So one time, a fellow was looking at his kid as he was approaching the Galapagos tortoises, and the kid said, Daddy, look at that big old turtle. And the dad walks up, and there was no sign right where they were standing. The dad looks at his kid, he looks at the turtle and goes, that ain't a turtle, that's an armadillo. So it's a Galapagos armadillo. That's not exactly brilliant, but the kid had it right. The parent clearly didn't.
If you had to swap lives with one animal here for a week, which one would you pick, and how would you spend your time? Ooh, that's a good question.
I probably would switch with Marley.
Marley is a very large American crocodile.
But he has his own digs,
Yeah.
and he seems really happy.
Do you think you'd last the whole week or tap out after a day being Marley?
Are you kidding? The whole week?
Until you had to eat something like rats or quail.
I wish I could. Just a little bit of this though, and it probably makes a rat taste pretty good.
Okay, rattle daddle.
Here we go,
Down the hatch.
sopping it up. Spicier than the last one.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm gonna take a drink now.
It was good though.
But good, I like that. I like that.
I don't have any, hot sauce lingo I can share, but it was peppery.
Yeah, I'm not really good at deciphering the different bouquets and the hot sauce, but
It's on the tip of my tongue.
what's the snack you sneak on breaks that animals would totally judge you for? Oh my gosh, I like that question.
Judge me for.
What is the snack you sneak on breaks that the animals would judge you for?
And I do really like peanut butter pretzels. And they wouldn't judge me because I share them when no one's looking sometimes, with the parrots especially, and they really like them.
I think when I was back by the shop and Dolan gave me a couple chicken wings, and I was eating chicken wings, and the bird was looking at me, I was like, oh, sorry.
They would judge you for that.
I'm gonna go hide in the shop.
What's the animal you love working with the most but would never want as a roommate?
I guess I could probably say Marley again.
I have an idea, like our porcupines, our prehensile-tailed porcupines are so cute, but they're very prickly, and especially the male smells horrendous in close quarters. Like if you had them inside, it'd be really bad. And we do promote it as, like a really terrible spoiled onion, dirty sock kind of odor, but that really doesn't begin to smell, to kind of describe what a porcupine BO smells like. But they're very cute and they have squishy noses and their quills go one direction, so sometimes you can kind of give little scratches.
The first time a porcupine was being used in the show, I walked by the theater and I didn't know they had a porcupine in there. In fact, I don't think I'd ever seen the porcupine out of its habitat. And as I walked by the theater, I go, and the first thing I thought to do was to look to see what type of crowd we had in the theater and why they smelled so bad. I thought, wow, all these people don't wear deodorant? It was very strong.
Just ran a marathon.
Right.
That was delicious. I think I like hot sauce.
I think that was,
That reminds me of the Carolina one.
yeah, it seemed lesser hotter than the last one. Rattle Daddle seemed hotter.
It's just different. I'm trying to describe what it is. When it says island time, I do feel like Caribbean spices, but I can't describe them.
Are you sweating any? I have a little bit.
You're sweating?
A little bit.
I feel like it's been hot enough. That's a 6 out of 10. Maybe instead of 2, 3.5, I should have grabbed it. 9.
Gin's might be pretty good at this.
I don't think so. I know I'm usually really sensitive.
Have you ever tried any of the pelleted animal diets? Be honest. Oh, come on! You're kidding me! You
I don't think I have.
Really?
I've eaten a superworm.
So you're not a real curator because Cheryl, I can't remember her last name. Cheryl, the first bird mammal curator that was here when I started in 1992.
Yeah.
She would not only tried all the canned or pelleted diets, but she tasted them daily to make sure they were fresh.
I mean, I'll taste the grape daily if I have to. I'm not gonna
I have.
There's a lot of pellet. I'd be so full.
I have had fish gel,
Ew.
crock
On
chow.
purpose?
Well, we were kind of daring each other.
Yeah.
So
See?
the worst thing about the fish gel was getting it all out of my teeth when I was done. That was gross. Color messes with my head. Like I see the green, I'm like, oh, of course that's not going to be hot. In light red, I think it's going to be medium, and in dark red, this is kind of a light color, but
It says ghost pepper hot sauce.
oh, see.
That's probably hot. Okay. All right, it's about time. Bring it.
Here we go.
Maybe we found the secret by using chicken nuggets.
Maybe the sweet coating on the outside of a chicken nugget dulls it down a little.
I mean, I definitely feel that more on my lips, but at this point, I thought I would be nearly passing out.
That was hotter. I can definitely, now the after it's all gone, I can feel that one in my mouth.
Yeah, it's creeping up. What's there? Okay. All right. Animal names can be tricky, but what's the funniest, most completely wrong way you've ever had someone try to pronounce one?
Well, this wasn't here. This is when I worked at a pet shop and somebody asked me if we had any saltwater enemas. And I like, and I used to always practice with my poker face, like, and I'm like, of course we do. Follow me. We have the finest saltwater enemas you'll find anywhere in town. And I proceeded to refer to them as sea enemas the whole time. It would be rude to correct them, right? You don't want to. Stupid. It's not enema. It's anemone.
And how do you do that with a straight face, though?
I don't know. I think I practiced because people used to come and ask me for gerbils all the time, and I would tell them We have plenty of gurgles. Here, the funniest one, I think, is when people refer to me as a croctologist.
Ooh, that's fancy.
Yeah.
That's it. You get a new name tag right now. This one's definitely going to be numbered. I think suddenly we skipped from 5 to 10.
So, in an alternate universe, you're not working in a zoo. So, what career would you be doing?
You know, I've always thought that I would work in an animal field. So when I was younger, the only animal field I knew about was being a vet. So that's really all I thought about when I was younger. I never had dreams about doing anything else. And then when I was in college, I worked at a vet clinic, and then I realized it wasn't where I wanted to work. Like the first week I was there, like the first day, there was this gigantic Neapolitan Mastiff that was having a heart attack on the table.
Oh.
And it was one of those like just mass breeder dogs. She had like sores on her arms from just sitting on concrete, and she was really just like out of shape and just been like a puppy mill Mastiff. And the vets were trying to do CPR on her, and she was this really big, sad, fat dog, and she was just kind of like, and she was a striped one, so the stripes were like bouncing up and down when it was just terrible. She didn't make it. So that was day one. And then,
Must have been, because you remember it very clearly.
yeah, it really sunk in my brains. And I was like, this happens, but there was just a combo of events that just didn't make that go well. And then later in the week, one of the main vets, there's lots of wonderful people in the veterinarian field, but this person got busted at the end of the week for taking ketamine and like stealing in the cabinets. So the police came, and I had no idea what was going on, and it was like the first week, and I was like, this is not good. And so there were some other things like maybe I don't want to be a veterinarian. And I was working at a wildlife rehabilitation center. I was working at a pet shop, and then I was like, Mom, Dad, I need to cut down my hours. I don't know what to do, because I guess I was a sophomore, maybe my second semester of sophomore in college. Maybe I was a junior, and I was just kind of lost. Like I didn't know what to do. And I was a wildlife science major, so I cut down to like 9 hours. So I was taking 3 classes, and then I got like a volunteer internship at the local zoo, which ended up being an AZA accredited zoo, and was working in the petting zoo. And I was working with all these like llamas that wanted to spit at people, and this cute little skunk literally named Flowers, and I was making food, and all the everything was so positive, and it was really great. Even though they were just llamas, they're just doing llama things, but it's such a good experience, and so I went down that route, which wasn't actually the question you asked me, but I haven't thought about doing anything other than animal. But I do love the conservation aspect. I love trying to encourage animals to breed and figure out why they're not, or trying to figure out how to get them along, like the whole population management part of it, and environmental sustainability. I love all that.
So better in this setting than like in situ, where you're in the field, in a natural.
Yeah, but I can still do that, but still maybe be comfortable in my own bed sometimes and visit places. So it would still be something related to what I'm doing, just maybe some more core aspect.
So I think that variety in this job has probably been key for me. But if I didn't work here, I think I would do some type of good ecotourism.
Yeah.
Like I can see me taking people that don't know much about a particular environment and doing tours.
All right, this thing smells, so maybe we need to get it over with. It's definitely much stronger than the other ones, like maybe all of them combined.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That one's hotter.
I put too much, and I think it just all went to the back of my throat. No, it's just there. Oh, okay, that one just went to like 20.
Now I have hiccups. Oh, that one's hot.
Oh my gosh, that's hot. They weren't lying.
They gave me hiccups. Oh, that one was warm. Anybody know CPR? Just in case? Oh goodness, that one was hot. Okay, I need to follow up chicken nugget. Look at my eyes. My eyes are watering.
Just swishing milkshake in my mouth. It's not really working. Oh my god, it's just getting hotter. You told me stories about the first day at the alligator farm.
It's hard swishing milkshake through your teeth.
That's really hot. I feel like the other ones were a lie.
That one was quite warm.
Looking back at the first day at the alligator farm, are there any special moments that stand out? You've told me this. You told me a story about the first day at the alligator farm.
Oh, that's hot. Wow. That one made up for all the others.
You had told me about, I think it was an SO2, which is where our dwarf came in our up front. You told me like one of your first days there was something else in there, something big, and you were told to clean the pool, and you were like straddling, like.
My first task.
Your first task.
Crisp uniform, fold still in it, and we had Morlet's crocodiles at what is now got the dwarf caiman in it. Oh man, that's hot. Wow. And Greg LaPera, the curator at the time, was outside the enclosure in the front holding the hose, and he was hosing the empty pool.
From the outside? That
From
seems
the
so
outside.
inefficient.
Well, had to go in there to pull the standpipe out, so he's hosing the pool. Man.
That was too hot.
He's hosing it out, and both crocodiles were sitting in the scant bushes at the edge of the pool, and there wasn't a lot of space. It was an adult pair of Morlets. And Greg told me to go in and apply bleach around the upper edge of the pool so it could go down and kill all the algae.
Where were the crocodiles?
On the edge, sitting like, if this is the pool, they both had their heads on the east side of the pool, hanging over the edge of the pool, but their bodies were in the lilies. And Greg told me to go in and we had a bleach container, and there was a hole drilled in the cap, so when you had your diluted bleach in it, you could squirt it, and instead of dumping it, you're squirting it, and you could go around the top edge of the pool. And when I went in to do this, I mean, since my boss just told me to do it, I thought, oh, well, they're obviously not going to bother me, because why else would he send a new keeper in?
Sounds like proper training.
So I go in, and it probably took me 15 minutes, and Greg's just watching, and I grab the bleach jug, and as I start with the bag, and I'm going over by the crocodiles, he's telling me, make sure you don't let it splash on their faces, and both faces are looking at me. These are adult crocodiles. I had never been that close to a large reptile other than a big snake in my whole life. And so I start to squirt it, and the male Morlet's crocodile gave me a little lunge, and kind of those little hisses that they make, but hit the valve, and it almost sounded like a fart. And he kind of went like that, and I dropped that bleach, and I shot out of that exhibit. I climbed like a gecko. I just went right up. It scared me to death. And Greg's laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing. That scared me.
And this was your first task. How many days have you been working? Do you know?
That was my first morning. That's the first thing I did ever here at the alligator farm, was to go into a empty pool with two crocodiles in the enclosure and apply the bleach.
How do we wait at least a week or something before we have someone do that?
And I was doing venomous snake shows and alligator wrestling shows in my first week.
Ooh.
In my first week, I was doing it all.
Oh. We baby everybody with proper training and
Because insurance and lawyers, and
safety.
workers' comp, yeah, safety
It's all
shoes.
very, very worthwhile. It's all going to keep everyone safe. Wow. Okay. I did not really appreciate that last one.
That was hot.
It was not a lie.
Remember when we had that little culvert by the spider monkeys where the lemurs live right now. Before Oasis was there, remember that little culvert?
Yeah.
That's where Hank lived later on. But before Hank lived there, Hannibal would hang out there sometimes. And Hannibal was a big boss alligator, a big bull, and he had a lot of personality, and he was probably top dog in the swamp. And one day he was backed in there, and he was beating up an alligator that had come over just to investigate. And the director was walking by at the same time I was, and this was still within my first week. And they called that alligator George. I named him Hannibal later, but they called him George. And I had named him Hannibal because he had actually killed a few other alligators and maybe consumed pieces of them. And Mark, the director at the time, walked by and says, "Hey, jump in there and poke him with a bamboo pole so he stops beating up that alligator." And I remember going, and I was like, "You want me to go in there?" "Yeah, he ain't gonna bother you." And I was so scared. But I still climbed over the side, I grabbed the bamboo stick, and as I walked up to Hannibal, he turned around and did another lunge, and I threw the stick.
How many times have you peed in your pants here? All right. Thank you, Jim, for being a sucker with me.
Thank you. That was awesome, except that last one.